Hello, how is everyone doing today? I am Jay Johnson, and along with my wife, Jackie Johnson, we are the owners of Discover Your Options. What is Discover Your Options? It's an option trading platform. We teach individuals our personal strategy to option trading. Now, we do know that there are other strategies and techniques when it comes to option trading. We just teach our strategy. Before we get into this, let me get the disclaimer out of the way because I myself nor Jackie Johnson are financial advisors. So anything that you see here in this presentation, anything that you may see on the Discover Your Options website or a Discover Your Options Facebook page does not constitute any type of recommendation to execute a trade. Any data provided is for educational and entertainment purposes only and should be treated as such. Always consult your financial advisor before executing any type of investment strategy. Now, with that being said and out of the way, let's get into this. This here is the Discover Your Options webpage. You can reach it at Discover Your Options, which is UR. So it's discoveruroptions.com. And you will click on one of the view courses page, and you'll come to here where it says on the other side of fear lies freedom, because we believe that options has been told to be a very risky form of investing, and we're going to show you that that's not the case. So here you can go through and you'll see a full outline of what's inside of our Discover Your Options platform, kind of the content that we teach in here. You just click on there. These are all videos, and there's like 7 or 8 modules in here. It's a little bit about myself and my wife Jackie Johnson to get an idea of who we are. Again, here's the website right here, discoveruroptions.com. This is the email. If you want to email us, it's discoveruroptions@gmail.com. So let's just really get into what we do. We want to give a sneak peek into our approach to option trading. So let's take something that's today is the 19th of February 2018. So right now, pretty much the biggest thing that I'm seeing right now is the Black Panther, the movie. So let's kind of take a look at that. Let's see what the headlines are saying about that. Weekend box office, Black Panther bounds to record-shattering $235 million plus dollars. That there is a phenomenal amount of money to be made in a weekend. So we'll show you our approach on how, if we wanted to run an option based off of this news, how will we go about that? So one of the things that we do, we have our own worksheet that's inside of our classroom that we call a due diligence checklist. Now, you can read it, you can go back, slow this down and read it all if you want, but pretty much what this checklist does, it gives us some key performance indicators to kind of make us comfortable with the company that we're going to run an option on. Kind of lets us know some of the things that may be important in deciding if we're going to run an option or not. So we know that Black Panther was a Marvel movie. Disney is responsible or will be the recipient of the revenue from that movie. So right here where it says company name on this due diligence checklist, we just write the company name, the ticker symbol, market cap. If you don't know what market cap means or where to find market cap, you really do need to get with us so we can explain these things to you. We break down the profit margin. 19.61% is a very healthy profit margin. The revenue, free cash flow, we just want to know how healthy the company is, how much money they have left over after all their bills are paid. Fiscal year ends September 30th. So we know that the current quarter, if the fiscal year ended September 30th, we know right now as of February 19th, 2018, we are in quarter number 2. Now we also know that they have earnings coming up May 8th. at 4:30 p.m. So that's going to be after close. These are all important pieces of information if you're going to run an option on Disney. So you continue down the due diligence worksheet. It'll have things like the market news, what industry does this company operate in? It'll have other questions. How is the market performing as a whole? Is it bearish or bullish? If you don't know what those terms mean, again, you probably should get with us. We can explain these things very easily. And for those that do know what these terms mean, it'll be very easy for you to fill this due diligence checklist out. Again, you'll have other little questions. You'll have what's the buzz about this company? You know, we're looking at the Black Panther movie, and not just the Black Panther movie. Disney has an awesome lineup coming up for 2018. Ask you about product releases, any management changes, because once you start looking at how we run our options, management changes play a big part in how we decide we're going to run our options. Next, they'll ask about partnerships. We know that there's discussion with Fox, Disney and Fox, which definitely could be favorable in Disney's situation. They'll apply a lot of pressure to their competitors like Netflix if this little merger goes through. So there's additional notes. You can put whatever notes you want in here. You know, we use these sheets just so we don't have to keep bouncing back and forth from different websites and things, public sources, gathering information. It's all right here. And my final findings and actions for me, it would be to run Disney and Hasbro through our Envision forecast. Excuse me. So you ask yourself, what is Envision? Envision is a system that Coach Jackie Johnson and myself created to help us along in our own personal option trading performance. It was so successful that we started letting other people experience the Envision system themselves, and they started to, receive tremendous amounts of success using this system here. So prior to us opening up Envision to others to use, we would kind of like just give away printouts of the Envision sheet. You have right here today's date, February 19, 2018. This is the current Walt Disney share price, which is $106.53. This is the symbol, DIS. And this is what a printout of our Envision system would look like. So what would happen would be someone would call and be like, hey, I'm trying to run an option on Disney. Can you print me out a sheet? And we just print it out and send it to them. We don't tell them what strike prices. We don't tell anyone what expiration dates. We don't tell you anything about the trade. They would just call and we would send them the sheet. And this is what they would get. So you have years over here to the left. You have all months across the top. All of these share prices are just monthly average share prices. And they go from January all the way to December for 2012, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18 up to the prior date and time. Over here is just a graph that's showing the monthly share prices over the course of the year for each year. These are annual stock price averages, and these are just the year-over-year stock price change. Again, if this stuff looks confusing to you, get with Discover Your Options, and I promise you this will be very easy for you to understand. And this will be like putting training wheels on a tricycle when it comes to running an option. So if you scroll down, we have month over month changes. This is exactly like the chart above. You have 2012 through 2018 to the left, January through December across the top. When you see these colors, so we have three colors. We have yellow, green, and red. So whenever you see yellow, that means over at least a 5-year. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, we got 6 years here. But at least over a 5-year period, they have turned a positive gain for that period, for that particular month block that you see the color in. So for instance, here for March, over a 6-year span, over 6 years, Disney has turned a profit for March every year over at least the past 6 years. Now it's yellow because that profit gain, that profit percentage is single digits. If it were double digits, if it were green, it would be double digits. So yellow and green means positive gain. It's just yellow is single digit, green is double digit. If you see a red, that means we got a loss there. So as you can see, on a month over month change, we have single digit gains in March and July. You keep going down, we've broken this down from 3-month comparisons, 4-month comparisons, 5-month comparisons, all the way down to year over year. So again, same thing. Over to the left, we have 2012 through 2018. But now, since we have a 3-month comparison, the blocks are not month over month. They're not going January, February, March, April. They're in 3-month blocks. So they go from January to April, February to May, March to June in 3-month intervals. Again, from January to April, we have at least a pattern of positive gain. So you're looking, why is it yellow? Because we have some double digits in there. But if we see any single digit in there, any single digit at all, it automatically becomes yellow because it's a single digit positive gain. 4-month comparison, again, is just same thing over here to the left, 2012 through 18. But now across the top, the months are broken down into 4-month blocks, January to May, February to June, March to July, April to August. You get the picture. Again, it's yellow because we do have a couple single digit gains here. So that classifies the whole block as a single digit gain block. August to December, again, it's yellow, so we have single digit gains there. 5-month comparison, we really don't see any type of pattern here. So it doesn't matter. Like, look, from January to June, 5 of the 6 years here are positive, but just because we have that one negative, it doesn't meet our system. Same with the 6-month comparison, 7-month comparison, 8th-month comparison, all the way down to 11 and 12 month. January to December. That's the 11-month comparison block. Again, it's yellow because we have those couple single digit gains right there. But it's positive. Again, with the 12-month, January to January, we have a 5% to 4%. So even though we have some high double digits, everything is automatically categorized as single digit gains for that period of time. So you may ask, what are the blue sections on all of these comparison blocks? All of these comparison blocks. So the blue sections are average, minimum, and max. So the average is all of these years from January to April averaged out. So Disney has an average share price rise of 9% from January to April. Their minimum, their lowest period during that January to April was 3% back in 2016. Their highest was 15% back in 2013. So that's all that is. You have your average, these numbers averaged out, whatever the lowest percentage gain was, and whatever the highest percentage gain was. And that's what you're going to see for all of these, average, min, and max. So on a 4-month block from January to May, Disney averages out to a 12% gain from January to May. Their minimum was 1%, 2017, and their max was 26% in 2013. And it does it for all of these. Does it for all of them, all the comparison blocks. It does it. It's going to let you know the average, min, and max. It's going to let you know if there's a pattern. If it's yellow, single digit. If it's green, it's double digit. If it's red, we're taking a loss. What this here does is this here kind of lets us get a quick forecast on what it is we're trying to run an option on. As you can see here, we have our percentage gains, we have stock prices. This isn't today's price or whatever day you're watching this presentation is not that day's share price. You get with Discover Your Options, we will tell you how to break this down. All it is plugging in two numbers, and then it's going to let you know what the projected strike price is going to be. It's going to let you know what the projected strike price is going to be. So this is the sheets. These actually, we don't even pass these out anymore. They're only available to Discover Your Option students. Those that were that did receive these prior to us only making them accessible to Discover Your Option students, they can attest to the success they've had with these sheets. This is what our Discover Your Option system looks like. Click on it. If you want to run it, this can run. You could put, it's asking you select a number of tickers you want to model. You could put 20 in there if you want, or whatever, 30. But I'm gonna go put one just because we're talking about Disney. Put in the ticker symbol. It's not case sensitive, so you can just type in, oh, here's the disclaimer. You have to address the disclaimer. I read it at the beginning of this presentation, but again, always consult your financial advisor before executing any type of investment strategy. What I'm showing you here today, it does not constitute a recommendation to execute any type of trade. This is just strictly entertainment and education on how Discover Your Option approaches option trading. So now what I'm doing is I'm running the time that I want the system to pull its data from. Excuse me. What we say today was the 19th. So this pulls up. You have a lot of information down here that once you get with the Discover Your Options Academy, this makes perfect sense. You'll actually come here. You'll actually hit here, here, here. You'll go back up and you already know what to do. Doesn't take long. So this here is just asking for an expiration date. We'll put in a 4-month comparison. I was saying the expiration date for May just because we are talking about it in the due diligence worksheet. I believe we said May 8th was Disney's earnings date. So I'm just throwing just trying to fill it in so you can get an idea of what it does. Let's just go. Let's be conservative. Let's go with the low. I mean, there it is. There it is. You see that projected stock price. So it's just letting us know that in May 2018, the projected strike price for Disney be $112.19. It's that simple. You can adjust this stuff to the average. I always stay between the low and the average, but it's really that simple. Now, there's a couple things that we like to take into account after we fill out that due diligence checklist before we even really put it in the Envision system. Black Panther, its worldwide box office is, it's almost at $500 million in what? I think we're like 6 days. So you compare that to, some of the other top movies. I believe Avengers and Captain America Civil War. I believe Captain America Civil War is actually the highest revenue producing movie, Marvel movie, and its worldwide box office is $1 billion, $1.1 billion. That was from 2016. You look at the Avengers from 2012. Again, they're at $1.5 billion, but that's from 2012. You look at Deadpool, who I want to believe that wasn't Disney. I want to believe that was 21st Century Fox, but I'm not 100% familiar with Deadpool, but obviously the rest of the world is because it's creeping up on $1 billion, $801 million, and that's from 2016. We're 2 years ago. You look at Black Panther, we're at $500 million now, and we're only 5 days in. We're only 5 days in. So that in itself creates the narrative. We try to put together a narrative on why we would even want to run an option on Disney based off of the Black Panther movie. And this is the reason why, because 5, 6 days in, we're at $500 million for some of the top producing Marvel movies. 2 years out, they're at $1.1 billion. We're almost halfway there, and we're only 6 days in. Then you start doing, here at Discover Your Options, we do a lot of, in-depth details. This here kind of lets you know, you start finding out who makes the toys and all that stuff. You find out who makes all that stuff, because then there could be like little sympathy plays on this. Yahoo Finance, look, this is where we got market cap. You get all your KPI here. You don't know what all this stuff means. You really, really definitely need to get with Discover Your Options. Once you eliminate the fear, you do have freedom. So we really just want you to walk through that door and come over to Discover Your Options so we can teach you a very basic approach, very successful approach to running options. It's not as scary as you've been told. It's not as risky as you've been told. We can show you how you can gain your financial freedom through option trading. You look down on the screen, you have our email address at discoveryouroptions@gmail.com, or you can go straight to the website and take a look around for yourself at discoveryouroptions.com. Or if you want to reach me personally, you want to talk to me personally, and you have questions that you want answered, there were things that we didn't get into because I wasn't doing a full tutorial on option trading. But yes, we go into breaking down option chains. We break down everything. All that stuff becomes second nature once you come on over to Discover Your Options. But you can reach me personally at 602-888-6804. These are the things that we're trying to bring to you so you can gain your financial freedom.